we are, guys, in the bottom left-hand corner. The gentleman brought here. Emphasis on the word gentleman, by the way.
Oh, I can't zoom.
Here, what?
I can't zoom. Kevin takes off the zoom for observing. Oh, wow, you moved. Wow.
Boom.
What is that, home?
Yeah,
Wait,
home and delete.
Oh, intriguing. All right. Yeah. Guys, bottom left corner. Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
From Team Complexity. Guys, oh crap, how do I unzoom? There we go. Top right corner. It's going to be Moraine King from Team Prime.
Yeah, MKP.
I can't do it.
Don't worry.
That's such weird hotkeys, man. Why gotta change things around me?
You should use like the page down, like Legend does.
Yeah.
So he like slowly zooms in.
Wow. Oh, that makes sense. Why it's so smooth.
Yeah.
I do all through the mouse at home, so.
And then he does that to zoom out.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool, right?
Today I learned TIL. Yep. So Moraine King up here in the top right corner. Today I learned TIL. Oh,
it's all right.
My brain can't process.
Yeah, I just like watched.
It was a joke, but I can't laugh.
Now
like,
I know what it was like that time when Kevin watched my speech break. I was in the middle of saying something and I don't know. I just wasn't able to say it, and I kind of broke. And that just happened.
It happens,
cool.
man.
Now I've seen it.
Now you see my face breaking.
Now you know.
Yep.
Can we call that one NYK?
Yeah, sure. Now you know. I like saying that, man. Now you know. NYK, drone coming into the natural, will be heading straight into the main to get some scouting information. So you players that don't know what the drone is doing, NYK, that drone scout.
You don't wait a minute to drop a reference, man. All right, so command center first here from Moraine King.
Dude, this is so annoying for Terran.
Yeah.
I lost like 2 drones or SCVs because I had no idea how to cancel building a command center while I was learning Terran.
Did you see that?
Nope. I was too busy talking about my story. What happened?
All right. Sasquatch. Sasquatch tried to loop around the SCVs because he knew that Moraine King would follow.
Yeah.
But Moraine King knew that Sasquatch would loop back, so he didn't follow.
He just hit hill position?
Yeah, he just stopped the SCVs, and then Sasquatch ran right back into them, took a ton of damage, had to go home.
Too smart, man.
It's really cool.
Too smart. Well, behind this, Moraine King is following up into double gas immediately after his command center, which is a little bit on the weirder side. With this being a wall off, you can definitely get away with it. But again, I always assume there's going to be double racked afterwards, and you see Moraine King just really breaking the thought process of a lot of Zerg players, a lot of Terran players, just falling straight into factory play. This means he could go straight for a Banshee play, and we saw Lucifron versus Scarlet, just how strong this build can be. If you're really good with your Banshees, you can just tear apart your opponent, keep them back in their main, the natural, and it really throws off the macro of a Zerg player. They have such a hard time of getting too hive tech because they're afraid of making mistakes.
That's completely true. I mean, if you slip up, you can instantly just lose everything.
Yep.
And Mech is just so volatile like that. So we'll have to see if that's what MKP does opt to go for. He could also just be rushing for a specific tech path, you know, as we were talking about Banshee, or it could be a simple Banshee complemented with a double engineering bay or something of that nature. So keep a close eye on like the gas to mineral ratio. If you see 250 gas pulling up and he still doesn't have a great way to spend it, it's more than likely he's going for upgrades. But if we do see that quick starport and everything, which I honestly expect here, this is a great map to go for Banshee because you could deny thirds, but hey, there you go. 2 factories actually going to be rushed out here by Moraine King.
Yeah, so it's just going to be a Blue Flame's Hellion opening for him. Going to grab a Tech Lab here and just really start popping at the Hellions.
I don't know that I'd mind going to Hell if it was all Blue Flames.
No, Blue Flame's hotter than Red Flame.
But it would look awesome.
No, it would burn.
Like, Hell's always
your skin
like red.
would look horrible because it'd be super tanned. You'd be burning, man. You just have white stuff like just falling off constantly.
You'd be super tan.
You would be. It's so hot, dude. Blue Flames are so hot, man. I remember in chemistry, just like
I'm pretty sure both of them will kill me. Blue Flame, Red Flame, White Flame, Purple Flame, Green Flame.
Yeah, but in Hell you don't die, according to whatever who presented. I read somewhere that in Hell you don't die.
Oh, so just
you just burn. You feel it. You never. You never
read
die.
somewhere.
I read somewhere. I don't remember where.
I read somewhere that in Hell you don't die.
You just burn, man.
You just burn.
So Queen's now starting to pop out for Sasquatch. Gonna start putting the creep tumors in the middle of the map. Of course, this is pretty darn normal. The real just story here is Moraine King's opening. What's he moving into? There's the Blue Flame Hellion. So going straight into reactored Hellions, and we'll start getting aggression on the middle of the field here. With only 2 Hellions in the middle of the map, Sasquatch can be a little bit thrown off here, but I like his opening. He's not going for a quick third like you'll see a lot of Zerg players go for. He's going into 4 gases, going to be falling into double evolution chamber, and with double evolution chamber, you're able to get out a decent amount of lanes because you're going to start floating a lot of minerals, and you can get us around those Hellions, even with Blue Flame, if you do it correctly, especially with creep tumors and queens there. So really important here for Sasquatch to get some lings in and get the roaches that he has on the way now to get extra damage in.
Very interestingly here, Sasquatch is not going for 2-base Muta.
Yeah, he's just opening with 2-base Roach, and this is kind of something that's happening hard to Swarm now.
Yeah.
He can't grab a third too quickly, so he might have some side effects here, or he just kind of knows what exactly Marine King's going for. Sasquatch is a smart player, man, and particularly just read him like a book.
Yeah, it's just really interesting because, I mean, he is just a very, very heavy Mutalisk-based player, so this is going to be a cool style to see out of him. I can't say I've seen him go for double Evo Roach on the ground on a frequent basis by any means. So, Prime MKP, man. He's heading out across the map right now, and we'll have to see what Marine King can manage to do with these Hellions. Blue Flame is about to complete third base going down behind this attack.
All right, so we'll have the 2 Queens to block the ramp, but that is a lot of firepower from these Hellions, and they will be start taking out the first Queen right away. We have 13 Roaches on the way immediately here for Sasquatch, so he's okay with losing these Queens. It doesn't really mean that much to him. The drones are really what's important here. And look at this, gonna block this natural wall-off ramp with these 2 Evolution Chambers at the same time. The Roaches will make the Hellions retreat straight to his opponent's natural. Who you should retweet is Sasquatch whenever he posts.
Yeah, Roaches, you know, they kind of got those ridiculous mandibles and stuff. So it would make sense that they do a lot of retweeting. I hear they don't have the brightest brains either. I mean, Roaches are pretty stupid. They're just really good at living.
Yeah, they're just good at tanking everything in the world.
Yeah, so I wouldn't assume that they're making their very best own compositions either. They're twits, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what you call it. It's not a tweet. Tweet is plural. You say tweets. But I think a single tweet is actually called a twit.
Yeah, is it?
I believe a tweet is wrong.
I think a twit is an insult in the British part of the world.
Yeah.
Such a twit. Well, Roach is moving across the middle of the map, and it's going to be really hard for MKP to hold this. Does he have siege mode yet? No, not quite yet. It's about to finish up, so he's going to have 1 siege tank popping out. No.
It's actually finishing before the tanks.
Yeah, the tanks aren't here quite yet, so the Roaches make it straight into the natural, and he's forced
If he got up the ramp, it's game.
One. Oh, if he can focus it down, he's going to start focusing down 1 siege tank. Doing a really good job of getting straight into it. Focuses it down immediately. 2 more do pop. Now, at this point, Sasquatch just needs to focus down these Hellions and then get rid of these SCVs down here on the low ground. Doing a good job of breaking into the supply depot wall. Marine King does not siege up because he can't afford to do so. SCVs have been pulled off the line, and Sasquatch, with this Roach push, is doing a hefty amount of damage. Remember, he does have upgrades, plus 1/1.
Yeah, that's completely true. But it looks like MKP should be able to hold it off. There aren't reinforcements streaming across the map or anything, but he's going to do so much damage. MKP is already at 45 supply. Lots more damage still going to be dealt here with still 5 more Roaches to remain. MKP did the exact clutch maneuver, however, that he needed to do, pulling the SCVs off the line, defending those tanks. Otherwise, he'd be dead right now.
Did you notice Sasquatch focused down all the Hellions there to prevent any counterattacks from happening? At the end, he's like, okay, I'm going to lose my Roaches eventually. There are siege tanks here, and he focuses down on all the Hellions. MKP had a really good defense, but Sasquatch made sure no counterattack can happen, and that was a defense on its own front. It was
actually
an offensive
a great
defense.
point to make. There is, that's just a barracks floating over. So Sasquatch at this point, he completed a Spire, by the way, during that attack. He did move to Spire tech and is working on melee and carapace upgrades. So going to be transitioning out of this, it looks like, into Mutalisk. 6 on the way right now. Such a smart play.
Yeah.
He knows that MKP just took heavy economic damage. The last thing MKP is going to be trying to pump out right now is Thor, unless he knows about the air. If he manages to see the Spire, it's going to be huge for him, but otherwise, we're just going to see tanks, we're going to see Hellions, and we're going to see a dead Marine King Prime who has no turrets. He has nothing that can shoot up except that one Marine. See that Marine? See that Marine?
Yep.
That guy.
This guy.
Yeah, he needs
to
to pull
handle
Jim Raynor
all the
right now and
mutas.
save the Terran race.
He's going to have stim either, dude. He can do it with stim, I think. But not...
Yeah, he is the only
Not
Marine,
just
in
a
fact.
naked Marine. Naked Marines are not very good. Well, we do have mutas. Moving across the middle of the map, it is spotted by MKP. Check the production tab immediately. 2 Thors are queued
and
up.
an eBay.
But it is a little bit on the late side here as the mutas head straight in the main. He's going to try and counterattack in the third, but Sasquatch already has a couple of Roaches here. We'll have reinforcements as well. They can rally up to that point. SCVs are in trouble, and they will start retreating. Thors are only a little bit halfway done. The Hellions do make it straight into the third. Some decent stop position micro here from Sasquatch, but will be taking some damage, and it looks like that will be cleaned up. Muta still ravaging this main.
I mean, he did not more than enough damage there. Thor are about to spawn here in just a second, but now they're going to have to make their way down to the natural expansion. Every tank is going down for Marine King Prime.
And here's the best part behind this. You kill off the siege tanks, what can you follow up with? Mass Roaches straight into your opponent's natural.
Yep.
And you will just crush.
Hey, look what he's making, Tim. And he starts drops. Guys, this game is not looking good for Marine King. If you were rooting for all kill for him, you better grab your voodoo dolls and
start stabbing.
Complexity Sasquatch, because that's really your only hope. No, Marine King is, he's not out of this game, but he's in an extremely difficult position at this time.
Well, at this point, we're going to start joining up as well, grabbing that fourth. There are the Overlord drops, as you mentioned earlier. 2-2 is on the way as well, +2 melee, +2 range attacks, so we can keep up with Roach and Ling Aggression. Both forces will be pretty strong here for Sasquatch. And if you wanted to, we can get down in a Infestation Pit and start moving into Hive. I wouldn't mind here, especially with him grabbing these extra gases. You can certainly keep stepping up. He's very far ahead here. 81 drones to 31 SCVs.
It's crazy how big Sasquatch's economy is right now. He's got the... I mean, on top of, like, Overlord drops, he's got 2-2 on the way, Pathogen Glands, still running around with Mutalisks. Pretty good creep spread, but let's take a look at his workers. He's got 81 drones to 33 SCVs right now. +2 is about to finish for Marine King, which is really nice, though.
Still moving that creep forward as well. Not the best creep spread overall. Could be better around 15 minutes mark. But to be honest, he's been too busy on his opponent's natural to really be focusing on that. So we'll let it slide this time. Okay. But Sasquatch better be better in my next game, dude.
Slide.
Real talk, dog. Well, with 5 base economy here, you can start really grabbing an extra macro hatch. He has one here in the main. Wouldn't mind seeing another one as well. So you can just really follow up with a huge enforcement of roaches, or even just pure Ling if you want to, as soon as you know you break your opponent's siege tank line. But at this point, an attack should be gearing up pretty soon for Sasquatch. He's so far ahead. He's deciding to wait till he gets more infestors on the field, but I really want him to get aggression on the way.
How many Thor does MKP actually have right now?
Let's check out the units. It only has 3.
Okay, well, it's going to take a very long time to shoot down Overlords.
Yeah.
He's got a turret or 2 as well, though.
5 siege tanks as well.
Ooh, a mute attack.
Oh, wow, but here comes the drop. The mutas are going to come in the natural, makes the Thors get out of position, and he's just going to drop into the main. Or he can just come straight into the natural and drop on top of the siege tanks, whatever he wants to do. Going straight for it here, moving right away. The Overlord's flying straight over the mech, and is now going to start unleashing the roaches.
All right, Roaches falling on top of the siege tanks. That's very nice, but, the Thor don't mind this at all. Roach drops are actually worse against Thor than they are against tanks. 1 Thor falls. It's just not enough. Marine King does not have enough supply to battle against this. Immediately remaxing behind it is Sasquatch. 26 Roaches on the way, and it's looking like Sasquatch did it, man. He did what Rise was unfortunately unable to, but finally the terror of Marine King will fall in complexity. Looking like they're going to secure themselves a win.
AKB trying to block those roaches from getting us a few SCVs. Sasquatch focuses them down, gets straight in the main, and GG is called. Sasquatch will be grabbing the first win here for complexity.
Well played indeed out of Sasquatch. Really, really good stuff. And he didn't use, well, he did use the Mutalisks, but he had a cool Roach opening. Got all that damage in against those SCVs. It worked fantastic, obviously, versus a Blue Flame Hellion Rush.
Yeah, the great thing about Mech is that you can force him to switch tech on you, which means you can go back to your older tech and try and come in and kill off your opponent. He did a great job of showing with Mutas, which forced MKP to go into Thor, but the Thor were just in production when the Mutas hit. He killed off the siege tanks, followed up with Roaches, and then Thor's not that great against siege tanks. And by the time he came with his big push with 2-2, he just had so many units, it didn't matter what MKP he had. It just became GG. Really well done by Sasquatch, man, and that's why he dominated FXOU. Real talk. Guys, let's go ahead and check into the next match real quick. Again, we're on the newer patch, so we have to relog in every time, load the replay. Such a pain in the rear, but I can't even remember my password. Bam.
Doesn't matter, Tim.
Why?
Casting StarCraft, that's why.
That's all that matters, guys. You love looking at us. That's what it is.
StarCraft.
It looks like it's going to be Sasquatch versus Classic? Yeah. Looks like it's going to be Classic. Guys, let's go ahead.
A little confused because you'll see.
Yeah, the replays are a little bit off.
Sasquatch is playing on somebody else's account.
We'll check in the chat to make sure that the replays are correct. Sasquatch, let us know when we jump in the ads in progress if that is you for sure. Let's go ahead and hop into the ads, and we'll be right back, guys.